Let's revisit the complete list of operators you saw in the previous video lesson, and also look more carefully at some shortcut operators. These are the ones common to most programming languages, and the ones you need to know about. At the top of the list are the unary operators, which always are considered first in any complex expression. The multiplicative and additive groups follow in priority, just as they do in math. Then come the relational and equality groups, used to compare different expressions, checking to see if they are less, greater, or equal in several different combinations. The logical operators come next, with AND, XOR, and OR evaluated in that order. The final one is the assignment operator, shown here in 3 different forms, but all achieving the same result, assigning a value on the right to a variable on the left. Now let's go back to the first group, the unary group, and look carefully at the shortcut operators, the plus and minus. These are quite common in many languages and offer a quicker way to change the value of a variable. Let's look carefully at how they work. In many programming processes, variables are changed by a value of 1. For example, if we have a variable called x with a beginning value of 0 and need to change the value by adding 1, you would use this expression: x gets x plus 1. This makes a temporary copy of the current value of x, adds 1 to it, and then reassigns the new value to x. This is called an increment. Another way to do this is by using the plus shortcut operator, simply saying x plus. This achieves the same result, using the same process as we just explored, but as you can see is much easier and quicker to code. You can also say plus x, which has the same result. There is a subtle difference between these two forms when used inside an expression, but when they stand alone, the result is the same. You can also use the minus operator to achieve a decrement, which subtracts 1 from the variable. This is equivalent to the expression x gets x minus 1, but again, more efficient to type in the coding process, either saying x minus or minus x. Both of these shortcut operators are used quite often in programming, especially when setting up loop structures. Here are 2 examples. In a for loop, which you will learn more about in week 3, one of the 4 parts of the loop is the step, which changes the value of the loop control variable, either by increasing it or decreasing it, moving towards a stopping condition. Quite often, the change is simply a step by 1, either an increment or a decrement. The plus and minus shortcut operators can be used for this step process in the loop. Here is a for loop structure using the traditional step x gets x plus 1, and here is the same loop structure using the shortcut plus operator. Both achieve the same result, but using the shortcut makes the code clearer and more efficient to type. The same can be done with the minus operator, as you can see in this example. In summary, be very aware of the overall order of precedence for the common programming operators found in this chart, and especially know how the shortcut operators work in the first group.